good, folks? Welcome back to Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget, Angie, and Don. We are never in the right order, so everybody gonna say who they are because we're never falling in the right order. I'm Don, of course.
I'm Bridget.
And I'm Dawn.
That's your ass up. She
Let
said, and I'm done.
Yo, tonight we got a good show. We hanging out and we bringing in Lou from Truth, the New Minority. He's gonna be joining us tonight for some fuckery and foolery. Lou, what up, homie?
How y'all doing, ladies, gentlemen?
Hello.
How y'all feeling?
Hi.
I'm
Nice
proud
to
to be
meet
here. I'm
you.
glad to be here. Let's have some fun.
All right, so tonight we got some great topics and we got some foolishness. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the foolery with us. Angie, set it off tonight. What you got for us?
Oh, Jesus.
So my topic for the night, guys, is hyper independence. Is it a flex or is it a trauma response?
Mm, mm, mm. Lou, since you the guest, we gonna let you go first.
Being uber or hyper or crazy independent works when you're by yourself. I think mostly. But when you enter a relationship, you know, your independence is not going to be taken. Nobody's going to take it. But I think you're going to have to scale it back just a little bit. But it is a flex in a way. And it can be a turnoff in a way. Because if you flexing too hard, then you're like, I might as well just stay by myself or leave her where she's going. Because it's almost like you're going to have no time for that person.
Mm, mm.
I mean,
I can see that.
I know some. That's uber independent, but you can't. They doing this, that, and the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth. So life is like, so you have no life. Now, if you're going, you
they
gotta
probably don't have free time.
right because they like, especially business owners, like they own more than one business. That's hard. That's hyper independent. Running any business by itself is time consuming as it is. You got a lot going on at that point. So you know, when you get it all together, when you finally figure it out and how to balance it, then it'll work out. In my opinion, that'll be the way it works out better.
Mm.
Well, let's ask Miss Business Owner, Miss Independent herself.
Yeah,
What do you think,
Miss
ma'am?
Independent. Know what I'm saying?
Miss
Um,
Independent.
I feel like you said, I feel like it's a trauma response in a sense. It's not really a flex. I don't think it's a flex. I guess it could be a flex to somebody that like if you interested in someone to know that like somebody can hold their own, but at the same time, like who wants to deal with life all on your own, you know?
Mm.
Because then at times you're gonna become overwhelmed and you know, because it's just you doing every single thing, you know. So I feel like it's a trauma response in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like if we talking business aspect and it's just you running your business, you don't have a choice, but it also can be a trauma response even if you have people that's offering to like help you in any way, you know. So like people asking, offering to help and you be like, oh no, I got it. That's definitely a trauma response.
So would you say somebody coming out of a divorce or coming out of a bad relationship, they trying to bury themselves in the job?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a trauma response because it's like you're trying to keep yourself busy to avoid the healing process, you know.
Or
Um,
even outside of work, like, just around, just at home, or, if you're even in a situation where, somebody, maybe even something just as like somebody else holding the door for you, you might be like, no, I got it, it's cool, I got it,
yeah, that's
because, it could be, well, yeah, it's a trauma response. You could probably not trust people. You might not just don't have the time for it.
or I feel like people who are like that is really like you don't. It's almost like you don't want no one to do anything for you because you don't want them to like hold that over your head.
Hmm.
Like offering to buy a woman, I got my own money, like that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like a lot of women are hyper independent because it's like, I mean, I guess both sexes do it, but it's like, I feel like with on a woman's side, it's like we sometimes don't want men to do something because it's like, oh, you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for me, and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa, because women do it to men too.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I don't want no one to be able to say I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for them. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
or or just throw whatever they done to you in your face. Period.
Yeah, I agree with Bridget as far as it being a trauma response because most women who are hyper independent, they've been let down before and they don't want that feeling anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they would rather just try to do everything on their own than be
Mm-hmm.
let down. Because if you let yourself down, that's different. But if you rely on somebody and let you down, like that's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you in a
Especially.
relationship, like you in a committed relationship, like living together.
Mm.
If somebody's set to pay their portion of the bills and they don't pay it, now you got to scramble to make up the difference because you don't want to be in the street. You don't want your lights
Mm-hmm.
turned off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree. So what do you think as far as Ange, as far do you think it's a flex or do you think it's a a response to being, you know what I'm saying, like a traumatic response?
I definitely think it's a trauma response. I also feel like hyper independence can be like subjective.
Mm,
You
okay.
know, I feel like, there are parts in my life where where I'm very hyper independent, but then there are places in my life where I'm like, you know what, I know I'm not going to be able to do this on my own, so I'm definitely going to need help.
Okay.
Like, what's an example? Like cooking. I'm very hyper independent in the kitchen. But that's just because I want things done in a particular way. That's just because I have a vision in my head that I feel like I need to put out. I don't think it's like a trauma response or anything. That's just, I just want things done in a particular way in the kitchen. And also, the kitchens that I worked in have been very small, so it's not, not that much space in the kitchen. So,
Mm.
at that point in time, I really don't want the help. It's not really much space for the help. So, if somebody ever, comes in, they can, oh, you need help? No, it's okay, I got it. No, it's cool. I got it. I got it. I got it. And I don't think that's a trauma response. I just enjoy doing it myself. But
Mm.
like when it comes to when it comes to cleaning, now that's my trauma response because now that I also like it done in a particular way. But I just blame that on, my grandparents and stuff because I was raised by a chief custodian of a school board. So, things had to be cleaned a certain way. So that's the way that I clean things. That's the way I learned to clean things. So now that's the way that I want things clean. So
Mm.
if they don't get clean that way, I just be like, no, it's all right. I can do it myself. I do it myself. You know?
Yeah, I think that when you're single, being independent is a flex because like you don't have anybody to rely on. Why should you look to lean on people that may or may not be there? So
But is
when
it
you're
a
single,
flex though? That's a
that's a flex.
necessity.
That's well, it's a necessity, but you know what? There's a lot of people who are single who don't have that go getter mentality who just constantly fail. But when you got somebody who has a go getter mentality, it's a flex to be like, no saying I did everything on my own. I didn't have anybody there to hold me up. I didn't have nobody to hold me down. I did it all by myself. But when you get into a relationship, a lot of times you gotta push some of that
Bravado.
independence to the side, and it's
Hmm.
hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard.
Yeah, but
You
at the
got
same
to do
time,
it.
like, who wants to be single and deal with everything by yourself? I mean,
Nobody, hopefully.
it can look like a flex, but like, it's not really a flex.
Nah,
Because the thing
it's
is,
out of
like,
necessity.
when you dealing with life by yourself, you gotta, like, even when times get hard, like, who you really turning to other than
Yeah.
yourself? When you got a partner, like, you know what I'm saying? Something happened that in your life or your job or whatever, you always gonna have your partner to lean back on to either help motivate you and get you back up, or they're there to pick up the slack, you know. And when you doing it all by yourself, you don't have that support system, you know.
And not only that, but you also want somebody to enjoy your accomplishments with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my biggest things is to have somebody like how often have we all done something and we're proud of it and you come home and you like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I gotta enjoy this shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people will be like, you know what I'm saying, oh my God, single and doing my thing. Yeah, but when you need somebody to enjoy your accomplishment with you, your girls ain't always gonna be there. Your boys ain't always gonna be there because they got their own things going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll shout you out on social media, but it's that coming home and just telling somebody, you know what I'm saying, yo, look what I did. Or you know what I'm saying, look what I did for us. Look what we got going on. So I can definitely dig that, Bridge.
Yeah, I think the biggest flex about being single is like not having no drama.
Mm.
Cause I be sitting back like, oh hell no.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's so yeah.
Yeah. Knowing that you don't have to deal with some of that stuff.
Mm.
The shit that I be the shit that I be seeing, I be like, I sleep peacefully at night.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit ain't easy sometimes. But
Woo.
thankfully, I got a counterpart that we kind of move in the same direction. You know what I'm saying? We move in the same light. But I've been in situations where just every day was a new fucking struggle. And you know what I'm saying? I'm drinking just to fucking get through the day because it's like, oh my God, another fucking day of this bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah. But having that those moments of peace,
Mm-hmm.
that shit is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I feel like if you right with the right person, it's cool. But I feel like a lot of people out here, they ain't with the right person, you know. They trying to force
Yeah.
stuff that's not meant, you know. It's just a lot of conflict.
So moving through this journey called life alone is very
It's
not
very
fulfilling.
nice.
I
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
can
I can dig it.
I can dig it. And everybody wants to have that person, their person, that through the good times and the bad times, somebody could rock with you on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants that. Now, choosing the right person is the most important thing because you don't want somebody to bring drama to your life. You know what I'm saying? So you choose wisely, you choose care, or at least we try to choose carefully.
Yeah.
Um, you try to find the right one person. You know what I'm saying? So and that's a hard fucking situation. Just finding that one real right person, that's
Yeah.
just hard.
Do
Like
y'all have?
what is
Mm.
something, not to get off topic, but like what is something that might be considered a little toxic that you could be like, I can look past that because everything else is good.
Mm.
You said the word
Mm.
toxic.
Ooh,
That
Not
ooh,
like
that
ooh,
I don't
ooh,
want to
ooh,
that
say
that
toxic,
that
like
in its word
I
alone
ooh.
is
don't want
like
to say, all right, I
ah.
don't want to say toxic, but maybe something that's like
Ooh.
a little bit of a red flag that you'd be like, I could let that slide because everything else, like that person checks all the boxes and everything else. What is something?
I will
Mm.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, because I'm gonna think about this one.
When somebody tries to be sneaky when you already know.
Okay.
Nah, I can't look past that. Nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh.
A little.
No, see, in the thing, in the reason why I look past it is
Mhm.
because, and I don't want,
Ooh.
and the reason why I do look past it is because it be like little small stupid shit.
Mm. Okay.
Mm, mm. And
Ooh.
you know that's crazy because you just said something most women will not tolerate.
Because it's not when I say sneaky, I don't mean like cheating or you know lies and stuff like that. Like it's not it's things that are not detrimental that's like, you know, if I would have known, I would have just been like, okay.
What's the one thing that I could probably look past?
That you can look past, like.
And you say toxic.
No.
Toxic.
I'll take that back. I'm toxic. Like, just something that I feel like some people would be like, this is a deal breaker, that you would be like, I can make an exception for this because that person checks all the boxes and everything when it comes to everything else.
Toxic.
It's toxic. Just like
a high body count.
Huh?
A high body count.
No, I can't look
I can look past that. I can look past that shit.
Ooh.
I could look past that.
Dude, when you walking through the mall, ain't that shorty? No, son, I can't do it.
Hey,
but I mean,
first of all, we in Baltimore, so
who cares? Who cares about that?
Listen,
you may have had a once when I got all the time.
Exactly. Who cares?
I can't do it.
Exactly, Nisha. Like, I care about your STD track record more than the count. Like, who? Like real life. Who cares?
I can't do it.
But why?
I know you've been.
But why can't you?
It's a personal thing. It ain't how y'all feel is how y'all feel. You know.
Yo, I got a body.
If I met you, and I mean, if I met you, and you know, you never told me because I'm like this. Why I need to know? Unless you just why do I? That's a question that you be like, yeah, that's a dumbass question.
I don't know.
We grown. I'm 54. He's 50. What's the? You might have been doing some things early in life.
Okay.
Well, some of those things I might need you to do later. You might hit the break
about 30. So, you feel me?
Could have, you know.
And some of you might just just get on the gas.
Some people go through a phase.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm just saying it's a me thing.
Shit, me go through the phase with me too. Like, if you did that shit, do it with me too. Goddamn it, let's get the phase going. We got a question for the guys. What makes a woman the right woman?
Oh, that's
on you, brother. I'm gonna let you start that one off. Me? Yeah.
Woo! I will say this: it don't take you 10 years to find out. It shouldn't even take you a hard 3 to 4 for real.
Yeah. Because
if that's what it is what it is, and you I mean, nobody's perfect, so she gonna like what she gonna say. Yeah, you an asshole, but I can deal with it. You know what I'm saying? She said, yeah, you smart out the mouth, but I can deal with it. It's give and take. It's what you're looking for. It's what it feels. It's a feel. And everybody has different things they're looking for and how they feel about certain ways. It's just, if she got kids, how she treat her kids. Does she work every day? You know, you putting all that together. She a money manager. You might not be good with money. She the money manager. You might need her more than she needs you. You make the money, but you don't manage it well. There's things, you know, she's the cook, you're the cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. She fix her own cars. I'll be like, okay, you fix your own car. That's nice. You know, it's just certain things that's there. There's no one specific thing. It's a feeling. It's an it factor. It's there.
So for me, I'm trying to remember all 4 of them. It's 4 things. Fuck me, feed me, respect me, and give me peace. That's it. Like that right there, that encompasses the woman, the perfect woman. You know what I'm saying? If any of those things are out of whack, I might ignore it in the beginning, but eventually one of those things is gonna get on my nerves.
What was it again?
Fuck me, feed me, respect me, and give me peace.
What about morals? Like that
right. I feel like there's a lot missing from that list. What is she dirty?
I need really.
What is she dirty? I heard nothing about her personal self in that. I heard a lot about you, not her.
Yeah.
Like, well, if she
or her.
What makes a woman the right woman? Like, so men can really understand, because I mean, who can't cook up a meal or something?
Right. That was just about how she treats you. What is it about her that'll make her the right woman?
Everybody can't cook up a meal, but at the end of the day, like, what are true good quality traits that would make a woman the right woman for a man?
So if she can't respect herself, then she's not gonna respect me. You know what
There
I'm
we
saying?
go.
So
Okay.
so those two things go hand in hand because I don't want no. I think we talked about this on previous show. I don't want no chick that's going walking down the street. Hey, bitch! Nah, come on, sit your silly ass
And
down.
going with that
Calm down. So
shit,
if
that
she respects
shit.
herself, then she'll respect me because you can't respect nobody else until you respect yourself.
Okay.
So yeah, there are some moral characters that fall in there, but usually all of those moral characters lead to those four things. Um,
What else do you got? What makes a
so
woman a woman?
a woman that you know what I'm saying likes to appreciate the things that she has. So she's not sitting there going, I got this, but I want this. You know what I'm saying? So if she appreciates what she has, then she'll take care of what she has. You know what I'm saying? The same way with every guy. If you appreciate who you're with, you're gonna take care of who you're with. If a guy doesn't really push himself forward to make sure that you're good, then there's no appreciation there. Um, so the same thing with a woman. Like if she appreciates me, she'll respect me, and she'll make sure that you know what I'm saying as much as possible. Now every now and then there's gonna be an argument, there's gonna be some tiffs, you know what I'm saying? But a peaceful home makes everybody happy. I
Mm-hmm.
know it was that stupid shit that used to go around. Happy wife, happy life. No, happy spouse, happy house. No,
Mm-hmm.
we both need to be happy.
Yeah.
And as long as you're both making each other happy or going out of your way to make each other happy, and it can't be one sided. It has to be reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? Both individuals got to be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she did this for me yesterday. I gotta one up her ass today. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shit. She brought me home cookies. I'm about to bring her home roses. You know what I'm saying? You gotta push more to make each other happy than just sitting there going, oh well, she made me happy yesterday. Shit, let's see what she do for me today.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah, you can't do that shit.
um but yeah, it is definitely important for a man. Now I know a woman's list of things that they want is like that long.
God, be quiet.
Yeah,
But
No, it's
he
not.
ain't lying, and it don't come in the
for a
preface
guy,
of the
it's
book
four
either.
things. A guy is
And
four
the
things.
the men's list is just as long. That's
No,
four
ma'am.
things.
It's
No,
four
That's
ma'am.
four.
things.
No,
That's
ma'am.
no, it's
Four
not
things.
because
No, ma'am.
Dawn, it's not those four things. You literally just said a host of things lead up to those four things. So it's
But
both of
they
them
all
come. It's
coincide. They
meaning
all
the list
coincide.
is longer. Y'all sound crazy, and y'all try to make women seem like y'all try to
No,
make women sound like
Nope.
we be asking for too much
Yup.
when men be asking for just
Mm-mm.
as much, and it really is
Mm-mm.
annoying.
Mm-mm.
It
And
Mm-mm.
really is annoying
so,
and
Nope.
so
misogynistic.
You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna
It
do
really
that.
is annoying and
You're
misogynistic.
not
Yes,
gonna
I
do it.
am.
You're
Yes, I
not.
am.
You're
Yes,
not.
I am.
You
Yes, I
will
am.
not.
misogynistic.
I'm on my
Because
cycle. Don't
once
y'all
we
gonna
get
piss me off
listen,
today?
right? Listen, better be pissed off than pissed on. Listen.
okay, so we got yeah. We got another question. We got
We
ladies
got a
as
question for the
well.
ladies.
What do you guys expect from a man? Angie, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Mm.
Listen, I tell you exactly what I expect from a man. I expect him to be the man that he says that he is.
Yes.
That's what I expect. If you say that you're going to do X, Y, and Z, I expect you to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to ask you for it because I can go do it myself.
Mm.
They go
Um.
that hyper independence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
There
not,
it
no,
is.
that's not hyper independence. That's a choice to be independent. If that man said that he's
Yeah.
going to do something for me and then he doesn't, am I supposed to just sit and wait?
Yeah.
No.
I agree with that. I'm going to say what I would expect from a man. I would expect for a man to give me the same respect he would want me to give him. Which is like if you want loyalty, give me loyalty. You want respect, I'm gonna give you respect. Um, big on reciprocation. I don't know, to be a leader, to not match women's energy. Like,
Hmm.
I really expect that from a man because end of the day, like, I don't believe in gender roles, but I do feel like it's certain things that as a man you should, it's more in your nature, and as a woman it's more in our nature too. Even though, but both can do. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I expect a man to lead, to protect me, like, just the basic things that I feel like a man in his nature should want to do for his woman or his children, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
He should have his own high set of morals and values.
yeah,
He should already know how to be respectful. He should already, he should love the Lord. He should, he should be able to teach me things. I should be able to teach him things. You know, we both can be independent in the sense, but then when it's time for us to come together, it's time for us to come together. We have somebody that can really have my back, and somebody that's comfortable and accepting for me to have their back. Because some men can also be hyper independent. That's not
yeah,
just a that's
yeah,
not just a thing for women. Men can really, really be hyper independent with the whole no, babe, I got it, it's cool, I got it. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, you probably do, but I want to help you too. I want to help out too. Let us
right.
let us work together in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
that's
mm.
facts.
I
That's facts.
like that. I like that. I like
Yeah,
All right.
because
that.
my boyfriend is very, very hyper independent.
One of the biggest things in my relationship is we're both financially hyper independent. So we have a problem with talking to each other about any financial difficulties we got going on, when
Mm-hmm.
all we really got to do is just turn and go, hey, I need help with this. But we have a problem with doing that. We will sit there and try to figure things out and beat ourselves up. And all we had to do was go, hey, babe, can you go ahead and spot me this real quick? And I don't say I'll put it back.
Yep.
We are so super financially hyper independent.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have the biggest problem switching over to that.
What you mean?
I don't
Being
think so.
submissive.
I think she's
Financially,
just ready.
Being submissive.
Help
Hold
me.
on, hold on,
nah,
y'all.
she
No,
ready.
you
Hold
don't
on,
know.
she
Being
ready.
submissive.
But now I don't think she have a problem being submissive.
Absolutely not. I would
She
never
But
talking
I
do
about
think,
money though. I'm talking about submissive in the money end.
submissive with the money.
Because you're a
yeah,
business
yeah,
owner.
not being independent with your money.
You know,
Not independent.
like
Well,
it's yours.
I'm
Mine,
not gonna
mine.
lie. I think I'm not gonna hold y'all. I think it's just how my mom raised me. Cause my mother did raise me. She didn't raise me to like, to be honest, she didn't raise me to be no wife. She raised me to be an independent woman. So I was
Mm.
always taught to like keep everything separate. Like you buy a house, you don't put no man name on it. Like,
Oh
um,
shit.
Yeah. What did I just say? I
I'm
know what I just said. I know what I just said.
now listen, if I was married,
Yeah.
then that wouldn't be the case. That wouldn't be
Okay.
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 a single woman, and I'm not gonna lie because I've seen women do it.
Yeah.
I would never agree like a woman buying a house with a man unless y'all are married because
Yeah.
when
No.
it go left, it's gonna get
Yeah.
you know. And I know
Yeah.
people personally who's been in situations like that, and it's not cool. So my mom taught me and my sisters that, of course, us being single, like, don't ever, you know, put a man on the deed of your house or nothing like that. Um, I'm not putting I'm not signing for a car or nothing like that unless we're married. Now, if I'm married, then it's like, of course, I trust you with my life, and I'm not gonna have no issue. We talked about the little bank account thing before too. Honestly, I asked my grandfather before. He didn't agree with me with that, but it's just like you don't. I don't know. Like I agree. We talked about this before. I believe that like in a marriage, you should have three bank accounts. One of your own. Your husband have his own, and we have a joint bank account. Like
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah,
because
absolutely. I agree with that.
we like have one account for like our finances, either retirement, vacation, mortgage bills, and all that. We both equally gonna put into there, or a certain percent of what we make, and then we still have our independence where we don't gotta be like, hey, the new game system came out. Can I spend $500 on it? I don't
Yeah.
care. I
Yeah.
show, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's how I feel, but that doesn't mean that like I'm scared to join my life with someone if I was to get married with them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife proposed something to me a couple of weeks ago, and it really made sense. And it's something I've never thought. And I've been in a lot of damn relationships, probably more than Law shall allow for real. But she proposed something, and she was like, "Okay, so we have our joint savings / checking account that we put money into. We both have our own independent checking accounts." She was like, "No, we each need to have our own savings accounts as well." But I never thought about it like that. But it's just for the reason you said. You want to make a high value purchase. Okay, so I don't have to dig into the joint account for that. You know what I'm saying? And you're every 2 weeks, so you're week to week. That's for bills.
Right.
But having that backup account where you go, you know what? I want to make a high value purchase. I don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to pull from my savings account and take care of that. So, and she's the first woman that I've ever been with that said that.
What if you want to buy your wife a special gift? How you
Right.
going to surprise her if y'all got the bank statement?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Nothing would be a secret if that was the case. You know, I don't think it's nothing wrong with having like separate bank accounts on top of one together, because ultimately you didn't get married for no reason, you know. But
yeah.
Hombre, what's good? Welcome to the party.
All right, y'all. What's the next topic? Who got next?
All right. So here's what we're gonna do for this one, right?
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
We popping. Everybody popping. Everybody who's still on board. Let's talk. Name 5 things. 5 things that you would hate to hear right after sex.
All right, let me go first. All right, all right. Oh shit, my marker. All right, the first one is. All right, I'll see you later.
Oh yeah, nah.
Okay. That's my first one. That's my first one. My second one is but it's kind of like the first one though. My second one is so. What you doing after this?
What you say your second one was?
I said my second one is so. What you doing after this? All right, my third one is.
I have no idea.
Oh shit, my mom home.
Oh wow. Wow.
Why that one popped up. Number 4 is being asked for money.
Yeah, somebody said that.
Somebody just said that.
Or if you wake up and they're gone and there's just money on the table.
What? Y'all, I have no idea. Y'all gonna have to go. I don't know.
I watch a lot of TV.
Wait, you said what?
That's what that is.
Want to hear?
Huh?
You said what you don't want to hear afterwards?
Yeah, 5 things you don't want to hear right after sex.
I fucking know.
So what are we now? Hey yo. So what are we now?
I don't know.
Lou,
what you got? We'll circle back, Bridge. Lou, what you got?
Lou. Not I got a shit. I'm screaming. Gross. Gross. Because that means you were holding it in the entire time. Gross.
Well, you damn sure don't want to hear that's it.
That's it?
That's it?
That's it? Nah. Definitely a man don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I'm out.
Just leaving. Just leaving.
That was garbage.
Ooh.
To be bold enough to say that right after
Yeah,
That's
because if I'm in the listen, every how can I say this? Every puzzle piece ain't meant for every hole. You feel what I'm saying? If you got the hot dog in the hallway syndrome, you might just get on up and get up out there. So did you come?
Right.
Oh, no woman wants to hear that. No woman wants to hear that ever.
You know what she gonna say? Yeah, to the wrong damn house.
hey yo.
I don't know.
Can I get a redo?
Not a redo. This ain't no game.
Bridget, why are you looking like that?
She's thinking
Bridget
deeply.
She's trying to figure out. She's like, wait.
Huh?
It's been a long time.
Like, no, even that being said, I don't think nobody ever said nothing stupid to me afterwards. Oh.
Yes, my quotes are not based on experience. Throwing that out there now. They are not.
Look, that, hey.
At all. Don, you go.
All right, so let's see. 5 things. Somebody else said it. That's it. Definitely want to hear that. You know I'm married. You don't want to hear that.
No.
Tell me beforehand. Let me decide whether I want to fuck with you and your crazy ass husband. You know what I'm saying? Let me decide in advance.
A mess.
I'm pregnant. We don't want to have that conversation.
Damn, what this? I'm gonna get you sucker.
Want to have a conversation.
Hey Don, can I spin this just a little bit while you in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, because I know I got a funny story about something like that, and it was crazy because but go ahead, finish yours. I just, I'm gonna throw it out there because everybody's got at least one funny story about something like, yo, what the fuck?
I'm gonna go.
All right, what was that? 3. All right, so 4. We need to talk. We don't want to hear about that shit. We don't want to hear those words before sex.
My BG,
Definitely not
let
after
alone
sex.
after. Yeah.
I got 6. Damn. 5 is well, what you doing now?
We go together.
and the one
Your
thing
list is here.
The one thing that guys do not want to hear after sex is the sound of a vibrator. Wait a minute, I ain't doing this like I was supposed to.
You ain't top off. Oh shit.
Yeah, we've all
Y'all are
had some
nasty.
nightmare stories.
I'm gonna tell y'all a true
Really?
story. Hold on, I gotta tell this true story. Y'all, Bridget got stone faced over here, but so me and my man, this will be young. We are now probably early 20s. You know, we did raggedy shit in our early 20s. 2 girls, 1 hotel room. And the last thing you want to hear from a chick,
Those are gross.
like you handling business and you hear, what you gonna do with that?
I mean, honestly, in my head, if there's not a visual in front of me, that could be going one or two ways.
No, but when she said it was the size of Newport 100, I was like, yo, let's
I see which way it went.
let's go this way. I didn't hear none of that shit. I said, I don't want to hear no more shit. Because, when it ain't right, y'all women put a nigga on blast. Y'all will blast a nigga right out the boots. Or like what they say.
Yeah.
What the comedian said, he pulled his pants down. I said, what you going to do with that? Pull him back up and go on home.
You said a woman would blast a man for what?
Huh? What did you say?
I'm lost.
I feel like men will blast women just as quick. But the men will still probably hit because men are gross. And then blast her afterwards.
I've never been that dude.
Oh yeah, I'm a hit no matter what.
See?
I've never been that
dude. That's your man. That's your man's.
Gotta find out for myself, yo. I gotta figure it out.
Listen. Why we gotta be gross?
Because what you mean? Like you going to fuck a girl, She opened her legs. It's, not the best down there. You still gonna fuck and then just be like, afterwards be like, ew.
No. If I can smell it before I get to it, ain't no.
Oh, nah. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
That's a ho.
If your downtown ain't clean, I can't go visit.
Smell like Lexington Market in a hot day. We got to go.
Come on, Bridge. Come on. I know you got one. Come on.
Me?
Yeah. You got it.
You got kids, Bridget?
You talking about make something to me?
You got kids,
so
Bridget?
What would you hate to hear right after sex?
Kids?
You got kids?
No.
You ain't got no kids? You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You from Baltimore?
I'm from here.
Yo, you like a leprechaun. Y'all don't exist.
I don't have kids either.
Oh, you too. That's 2 leprechauns.
And I'm also very short, so I'm a real leprechaun.
I'm boring. I don't know about no leprechaun.
Leprechaun, unicorns. I mean, unicorn, the rainbow, the pot of gold, all that. Be like, what? No kid. And you from Baltimore? Woo!
I don't know. I mean, do this gotta be personal experience, or can I just say?
Just say funny. Just say something. I just said funny shit.
Not want to hear right after sex.
Don't have nothing to do with me.
No, but anything that you would not want to hear.
The disclaimer is there. These are not from personal experiences.
Because I'm telling you right now, I would never be in a bed with somebody unless like it was serious. But I don't want to hear I love you. Like if it's just like
just in the heat of the moment, I love you. You're gonna be like,
give me a Newport. That was all right.
No, your lips outside.
For me personally, I wouldn't care about something like that because it would only be like somebody that I feel like I'm in a relationship with. But for a man that's maybe like, just
that jump off you.
Yeah, y'all don't want to hear that, correct?
Yeah,
nobody wants to hear that. Yo, I got to get up out of here.
He said I got to get
everybody sitting there looking like, fuck you talking about?
Who is Money Maniac? Yo?
I have no idea.
You saw the Money Maniac? Did you read that one? That was funny.
I have no Money Maniac. A mess.
Sir.
I hope you take a whole shower.
Yeah.
He said, that's the zinc actually. Nobody taking no shower. We going straight to the zinc.
Right. Like, what you using, hand soap? My brother.
We going straight to the zinc.
Loti said, if y'all had $5,000 to spend for a date for one night, how romantic could y'all get?
What? We hopping on a plane. We got free flights over here. We going out the state somewhere with that 5,000
G's to spend.
5 G's
where'd you go? 5 G's to spend on a date for one night. We leaving. Yeah, we leaving. We going somewhere. I don't care if it's for 2 days. We leaving.
Listen, how do you pay for a hotel room for 3 days? That's $1,000 gone. A decent hotel.
We dipping. We're definitely going someplace. And honestly, you don't have to do a whole lot to leave the country. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can leave the country. 5 G's. I've done a 4-day weekend at a resort for $2,500. So, you know what I'm saying? You can definitely make that happen.
Right. You gotta figure out where it's at.
Yeah.
Shoot, have you a nice little time with 5K? Nice little
time. You might want to leave the country right now. Trump turning off visas.
Right. You might not come back. But,
I'm going to get back in. My people know how to boat in. You know what I'm saying? We all got here by boat. We know how to boat in. You know what I'm saying? We boat the hell on in.
That's a lot of water to drink.
Question, though. That's a good question. I like that.
Hey, yo, not romantic with 50 in pocket, 49.50. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insanity, Micah.
That's funny. That's
I'll
funny.
spend it 50 and I'm pocketing 49.50. Yo, what the hell you gonna do with $50? Yo, put us on.
Yeah, we going down the Stone Cold, the ice cream, the creamery and shit. Kick it for a minute.
Like,
yo, you can't even go to El Guapo with $50. Yo,
hell no! By the time you get a taco and a margarita, you done.
Hey yo, not El Guapo. That's up the
All
street.
right. So he says, so one night should be easy. Come on, fellas. Let's hear it. Not out the country trips. What would y'all do? So if you had 5,000,
in country.
That's easy.
All right,
All
let's
right, so
start. Let's start from the pickup. So you pick Shorty up. Where y'all
get
going?
team out. Get
I'm gonna
drinks.
get it. I'm gonna pick up in my Cordoba with the hubcaps on
You gonna
it.
get these 2 blunts and a Jamaican me happy in the 6-piece.
I get. Listen. Now, if we already been in a relationship and we just want some chill shit, that's a good night for me.
5,000.
So
All right, I'm gonna speak because y'all can't talk.
Period.
Go to the Four Seasons over Harbor East. Look over the city. We're gonna get helicopter ride over the city. We're gonna get a couple massages.
I was just about to say that.
Really nice dinner Bygone. Like,
hold on, wait. I'm writing this shit down. I'm about to fucking do this shit. Wait, go ahead.
Come back and rewatch the show. You'll get it. Rewatch the show.
Yeah. That's not even. I mean, yeah. I mean,
you might not even get the 5,000 for real.
Yeah. Well, shit.
I mean, think about it. You can. It's a lot of nice restaurants out there. I know a lot. That's all I do is go to nice restaurant. I find a nice joint and try to get pricey as I want it to be. You know, because I rate restaurants on the quality of their food, not their name. Because some of them names will have you all fucked up out here.
Yeah.
Be worth shit.
Yeah. Food be nasty.
You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You hitting, but you still to me you ain't at 5. You ain't even touched $5,000 yet.
But the Four Seasons is expensive.
But I mean, how much can you do just in Baltimore to spend up to $5,000 in one day?
But they said not out the country, so no, we can.
We can go out of state.
Listen, I'm about to put the other 2,000 in your pocket and say we can try it again next week.
We can go shopping. You know, if we're putting shopping into that, then yeah.
Well, $5,000 in Baltimore is a lot of money.
Bridges headed in the right direction because if you spend for the whole night, it may not seem like you can hit 5.
You can at the Four
Dream Team. She doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
Are you new here?
Who?
Are you new here?
If you go to like the Four Seasons, I mean, outside of the room, you might have to stay there. You talking about one night, right?
This
is a
nigga said Parmesan chicken.
But them couple massages gonna
baked potato with a salad.
Baby. I got a client who is a massage therapist at the Four Seasons. So
and how much is the massage?
The football Lamar Jackson and them be getting massage there. That shit is expensive. That should be over $1,000.
I ain't trying to get no Justin Tucker charges. I'm just trying to go get me
like for
Lord.
I feel like one night in the city. I feel like going to dinner, massages, drinks. If you pay for a helicopter over the city, that's 5,000 definitely.
Well, you can get it. You can definitely get it. Now that you said that, yeah, you can blow that right out the window.
Yeah.
So if you start off early, like you said, a nice couples massage, and I'm not talking about on Groupons and shit. I'm talking about a nice couples massage at a spa. You know what I'm saying? You hang out all day at the spa. You have some champagne. Afterwards, you have a nice dinner. I didn't think about the helicopter ride until you said it. That's fly right there, flying over the city. That's fly.
You can rent a yacht too. Shit.
Yeah. A nice horse and buggy ride. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't riding through Baltimore no horse and fucking buggy.
Right, them fucking streets. Do they even have
out
that?
The country, we staying out the city, not out the country.
Fuck you, nigga.
Dude, you might be able to do that maybe in like Bowie or something. Not in Baltimore.
We talked about this.
Them Baltimore, them buggies be broke down.
Yeah, it'd be 2 rats in front of that motherfucker in Baltimore.
The horses had broken legs and shit.
Maniac said, just get her some heels and make the 5 bands back that night.
Huh?
So how long am I supposed to dance for you to throw $5,000? God damn!
Shit. You better be dancing like Janet Jackson. I want to see every video move she ever did for $5,000.
That's
funny, man.
The fucking comments are popping today.
Yo, these
So, does higher education lead to better relationship decisions?
No,
And go.
absolutely not.
That's a
I honestly feel like it would probably lead to worse
Mm.
because I feel like, I feel like people with high education can lack,
common sense.
like, no, not
Mm.
common, not, I don't want to say common
Mm.
sense,
Like,
but like
go ahead, Angie. I'll let you finish.
they can lack like being humble a little bit.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to, maybe arguing, or maybe even like trying to prove a point, or even just trying to educate one another or something like that, I feel like those situations can probably get really sticky,
Mm.
because I don't know, I feel like with my line of work,
I
when I deal with like escalations and shit, the first thing someone wants to say is they want to talk about how educated they are, and I'm like, so, like, I don't give a fuck how educated you are, So I feel like that might, come up a lot, maybe in like arguments and shit like that. They might try to, who's smarter than who, I don't know.
I don't. I'm not going to necessarily like. I'm not going to say like being educated isn't a good thing when it comes to a relationship. But I just feel like just because someone like might have a degree, like let's be real, a lot of people when they're in college they be cheating, like they really do. It's a lot of people
Mm.
that have a college degree that have no common sense, and I know that based on like my last job, like I kind of worked in like accounts receivable, and everybody who had their degrees was dumb as hell. Like, I did go to
Hmm.
college, but I didn't finish. But they very much lack common sense. So, and I'm also not going to say just because someone is college educated, they've never been through nothing deep in their life. But I also feel like sometimes when you've been through stuff in your life, you learn off of full blown experience. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if we speaking on people who highly educated, but maybe they were born with the silver spoon in their mouth. They, got handed stuff. They might not know what the bottom feel like. So maybe one day if they do hit rock bottom, they don't know how to survive and come up from that. You know what I'm saying? Versus people who have been through things in their lives, they learn from personal experiences because they've been through things. And I'm not saying like somebody who is just dumb as hell, like, they're gonna be making smart relationship moves and stuff like that because I feel like you are a product of your environment if that's the environment you choose to stay in. But I don't know. I agree to disagree. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think just because you have an education that means you make better relationship decisions.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that paper don't mean nothing if you don't got no common sense or you don't have no self-worth, or like you might have a degree in something in arts or something, but you don't have no mathematics skills, or
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like that don't necessarily mean like you gonna be smart in every aspect.
No, I agree.
I don't
I
know.
ain't going away, y'all.
Okay.
Let's step on camera. I
Yeah.
ain't going away. But I agree. So a lot of times people who are extremely I'm back, y'all. I'm here. People who are extremely book smart
Hmm.
lack a lot of common sense.
Yes.
And they tend to go with the masses. So if all of their friends is telling them, "Oh, you don't need that. We should do this," they they try to overanalyze things.
Mm.
And usually, when you overanalyze something, you analyze wrong. What was it? What's the Spades saying? Study long, study wrong.
Study long, study wrong.
Um, so it usually falls into that realm. So Bridget, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody is overly intelligent, they're constantly analyzing everything, and they leave emotion to the side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you sometimes your emotions will help you to figure people out better than you analyzing them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you there. And I think pretty much everybody said the same thing as far as
No, you know what I did for a living. In my job, when I came through, you could come up and all you needed a high school diploma.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up, passed my test, and dudes would come on the job. You got dudes on your job. They're working for me now. College degrees, masters, damn near PhDs. The problem is they had no common sense. They had no life experience to go with that degree. And like you said, if you have no life experience to go with these degrees, kind of green out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the real world is a whole different type of thing. So I'm telling these dudes, I'm looking at these dudes' reports. I'm doing everything. I mean, they answering to me, little old me with a high school diploma and a couple years of college.
Mm-hmm.
So and military background.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So, and I'm out here making big decisions, not little decisions, big decisions. And they listen to me. So I always said that I've never been a proponent. Like if you book smart, that's fine. But if you can't balance it out, it's a problem. Like when you were like, let's say if you have anybody in here, you've been doing a job for 15 years. Some dude comes in with a PhD, don't know his head from a hole in the ground. Now he's your boss. But guess who he's dependent on? You. Because you're the actual one that makes this go because he has no clue. And that's the way it is. We come into a relationship. Somebody might be better at the relationship than us. But the book smart does because relationships are like trial and error sometimes. Some shit, you like, oh, I might not want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So you come in, you learn each other. It's a process for everything. And you make the process as smooth or as bumpy as you want. Bumpy going to lead to the divorce. Or progress is going to be like, okay, now I learned. I see what this is going on because you might not have never been married before. The other person might have been married before. So they coming into, but you know some things. So you can kind of guide them along. Hopefully you had that conversation before you got married or whatever. That I've never been married before, but y'all express y'all love and everything. You know that them things, how you say that toxic thing, you can look past. But book smart is book smart. That's why companies out here now are looking at people that can actually hit the ground running versus the dude that did 4 to 5 years in school because they don't have to train them.
Right.
They come in, they be like, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Microsoft, Apple, all them they like people that come out hitting the ground running. I ain't got to train them. They can come right in. And that's what you want. How much money do you want to spend on training somebody? When you need somebody to fill this position and then bow.
Right.
So, but in a relationship, it's trial and error, but you got to make it happen. I understand that whole process because I had people over me. I was like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you don't want to do that because this is going to be this problem. You're going to create another set of problems. So, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I got you. So I'm gonna keep flashing this up. Yo, shout out Money Maniac. Appreciate you. Yes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We appreciate that. Please, it costs nobody. It costs you absolutely nothing to hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe. It costs you nothing, and always hit that notification because we Black folks, so we may not go at 8:15.
It's right under
we might
here.
go at 8:17. But if you got that notification bell hit, you know what I'm saying, you'll know exactly when we go on. All right, Reg, what you got for us this week? You know what I'm saying? Because you be hitting us with the thought-provoking shit. What you got?
I have I'm sorry. Okay. I have what do you feel like I don't know how to word this. All right, I'm gonna just sum it up. Instant gratification or long-term goals?
Long-term goals.
Go ahead, Don.
So long-term goals. So instant gratification has gotten me into a lot of trouble in life. Um, when and I could take it all the way back, but when I was in school, I was like, yo, I need to make money now.
Mhm.
And I can't wait, you know what I'm saying, until because I was like, everybody trying to tell me how to get a good job, and I want to own my own. So I need to get out there. I've learned enough.
Mhm.
And that instant gratification got me into a whole lot of trouble. Whereas, and I think I was talking to my wife about this earlier. If I had really taken a different path
Mhm.
and looked more towards a long term goal, my life would be different right now. My life would be totally different. Not that I'm mad at my life, but I'd rather be a little higher in life than I am right now. So yeah, instant gratification is a problem. Long term goal should be what we teach our children now.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. I definitely feel like with today's society, it's like, I feel like the younger generation, they aim for more instant gratification.
Hmm.
Um, they wanna, I guess, like work smarter, not harder, which isn't wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, like, I think it's like a fulfilling. It's very fulfilling when you actually, it means more to you when you work hard at something that you have to earn rather than something
Hmm.
given very easily.
Mm-hmm.
you know Also, I feel like when it comes to like instant gratification and long term, just like you were saying with like your career, I feel like that's like what we was just talking about, like with school or something. Like me, when I was in high school, I worked the whole time I was in high school, and it would be days because of like what I was going through in life that I'm like, I'm going to work because I gotta get this money, but I wouldn't go to school. Sometimes
Yeah,
like I would like not go to school some days, but I'll still go to work. And it's because I'm like, when I go to school, I'm not getting no money, but I'm getting this little ass fucking paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, and what I try to teach people now, like my nieces and stuff, like, education and stuff is more important than this little, money.
yeah,
Also, when I feel like when it comes to goals and stuff that you can't see instantly, um, like for example, I'll just use this as an example. Like somebody did music, right? um that is like a form of art. So it's like, boom, you making music and you want to be this artist, but you not getting paid from it instantly. So a lot of people give up on it, you
yeah,
know
Mm-hmm.
because it's not instant gratification. It's something that you got to put time and work and money and and it takes a long time if you're persistent to see that.
yeah,
I definitely feel like, and I think that's why some people, and then we're not just speaking about like music, but some people stop chasing their dreams and their goals because it's not instant gratification. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's lessons into long-term goals. I feel like it's
Yeah, definitely.
real lessons and gems that you take with you when you got to work harder for things, and it's not obtainable, very easily. But yeah, that's
so
my thought
Blow
process.
TV said instant gratification is like sugar. It feeds the desire, the short term, but over time, that instant gratification can become a long term
Detriment. Detriment.
detriment. Thank you. I ain't got my glasses on. You do, damn it. Um. So, and what you think?
I
Instant
mean,
gratification, a long term goal.
I feel like obviously long term girl. I can't talk. You can't read. You can't see. I can't talk. Ugh. I feel like honestly, I feel like obviously long term. You know, the long term is really what we need in life. But then again, I also feel like I feel like instant gratification is you know sometimes some I feel like instant gratification sometimes is needed, because that might be the push that someone needs to be able to have the long term, if they, they might be going through issues where, they might not think that they're good enough, or, they might have never tried something before, and because they think that they're not going to be good at it, that, they're never going to try it, so then, they'll never know how good they'll be at it or not. So, I feel like, instant gratification can be a motivator for somebody to keep going for long term,
Mm.
because, some people do need a kick. Some people do need to just hear or just know that, you actually are doing good, you actually are, doing well. And also instant gratification, I feel like instant gratification can also be looked at as like reassurance, just letting someone know like they're doing a good job, letting someone know that they're okay. I feel like that's something that people do need in life sometimes, just to know that things are good, just to know that they're doing okay.
Yeah.
So what you say, Lou? Instant gratification or long term goal? Now you
So
come from the same school I come from, so what you say, son?
in my house, my mom went to college. My father was all around dude. He brought his share of money into the house, not the illegal shit, but he always had money coming into the house. When you're younger, instant gratification is that thing. I want it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about being patient. I don't know nothing about that. But as the time went on, you know what I'm saying? I got told three things in my house: college, career, not job, career, or the military. And there's a room for a king and a queen and not a prince. So you can't, in other words, you can't stay here forever. You got to make it out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I was blessed enough to do all three. But my career showed me what instant gratification looks like and what long term goals look like. Because I was afforded the ability that my job afforded me to get instant gratification when I worked a part time job and they paid me that $300-400 at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? That's instant gratification. But my long term goals allowed me to retire from
Mm.
the job. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we all look for instant gratification in between. I'm not saying I didn't have something, but like I try to teach my two boys. I said they look at me like, Dad, you drive these nice cars, you got this, that, and the third. I said you gotta go out there and get it. Ain't nobody giving you nothing out here.
Mm-hmm.
And once they figure that out and realize that they ain't nobody like instant gratification is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna say it like this. Um, I got friends in the street. I got friends out the street. The instant gratification shortened some of them dudes' lives up. You feel what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
instant gratification made these dudes not be able to vote, but they got a lot of bread. You see what I'm saying? And they switched it around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you go out there, you look, and everybody, and I said, I don't knock nobody because everybody's circumstances is different and they had to do what they had to do to get where they get. That don't make them no
Mhm.
less a person. It is what it is. But the instant gratification a lot of times gets us in trouble. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like when you go out,
Mm-hmm.
you, let's say hypothetically, Bentley 300,000. You barely make 90, but your credit is 800, but the car note's 2,400. You jump off the bridge because I can get it, and that's what I want right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The reality says when you go two car notes down, that's $5,000 you got to come up with to keep them from coming getting that car.
Yeah.
You don't make that type of money. But instant gratification, I think, comes with peer pressure too.
Yeah.
I think it comes with, I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person. I've always been the dude that walk, like, I'm going to do me. Like, me and Don was having this conversation. We like Nautica. Most of my homeboys are polo fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
Polo, what's them shoes, them expensive shoes, what they call them? The
Um.
shoes, everybody went, Alexander McQueen's.
Yeah, I was about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In my mind, if I'm going to pay $600 for a pair of Alexander McQueen's, I can get about 4 pair of tennis, some vapes, some 270s, and a pair of Airs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you just went out and dropped 6
One
on
pair of
one
fucking
pair of
shoes.
shoes. I'm not saying, if that's what you want, but you got make sure when you buy that $600 pair that you got something to go with it. What you gonna do? Wear them every day?
Right.
I remember when Foot Locker, I don't know if y'all were around. Remember when Foot Locker always did the twofer? I was that dude. I got tennis to match every outfit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, yo, dumb days, 49, give me them, give me this. But instant gratification, smart and instant gratification is the devil to me.
I think
Because
it can
if
hurt
you
you.
don't work for
It
it,
can
if you
definitely
don't earn
can
it,
be.
like it's no
Yeah.
different than robbing a person on the corner. That's instant. Yo, I got me a couple dollars right there. Then the long-term goal is jail. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna get or worse. So you've got to put it all in perspective to
right.
know what instant gratification is. Now, if you bump it off on something else, like I'm gonna take it to the left. You meet a dude, y'all kicking, boop, boop, boop. Y'all take it, bang, 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 bang. That's a different level of instant
Really?
gratification.
Did this nigga just this was the pop show?
Bang,
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
You know, that's instant gratification, but there's no consequences to it because y'all both agreed to it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to look at the levels of gratification. What's instant gratification mean? I was like, yo, it looks like trouble to me. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the same with like, and there's no shade to the women that be in like the BBLs and stuff, but I feel like they want
That's a good one. That's a good one. Instant body and don't want to work for it.
and don't work for it, right? And then I truly don't believe it fixes the the insecurities that they have in their mind, because even y'all getting this instant body that instantly looks good that you didn't work hard for, turn yourself boom to natural women that actually look good and work hard for their bodies,
Right. Now you just taking one thing and putting it somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't feel like it truly fixes the issue that they were struggling with mentally,
Listen.
No,
I'm gonna say this real quick. We as kids, and I'm not saying, we played with toys and everything, and most of our parents did not give us instant gratification.
Yeah.
Oh no, they did not.
There was no such thing as instant gratification. Like instant gratification didn't come whether my gratification was, oh, you clean the room? Yeah, that's what you were supposed to do.
Right.
You wash the dishes? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Mine got good grades? That's what we go. But you got parents buying tennis.
Yeah.
Doing all this, doing that. Now, what happens when they turn 18 and you can't provide that for them no more?
Right.
They gonna be expecting every time.
Instant gratification.
Instant
every time.
Mm-hmm.
High school guy Rolex is going to prom.
I ain't going no
like,
Rolex.
Listen, let's not talk about prom. Let's not talk about these 2020 proms nowadays, man.
Yo.
All we did was meet out front,
crazy.
take a couple pictures, get in the car and leave. Listen.
Yo, I watched a prom photo shoot, and the caption said 16,000 on the prom, but you have no money for college. And I was like, oh shit. Like,
did you see the one with the dude with the stacks of money?
Like stacks of money, catering. Like, why is your prom send-off catering?
They rented a hall for a prom send-off. Make it make sense.
A hall. This is not Thanksgiving.
Yo, let me tell you.
I went to my prom, my first prom, my third prom in an 85 Corolla.
Well, you say your third prom? So you graduated 3 times, son?
Nah, I had 3 proms to go to, homeboy.
Hey, player.
I wasn't a player. I wasn't no player. Look at me. Do I look like a player?
That was the 3 times that you was in 12th grade?
I don't like you no more. You cut off.
So we're teaching our children instant gratification because our parents tried to teach us long-term goals, and we was bucking that. And we talked about this on the previous show. We was bucking that long-term goal situation. So we said, nah, I'm gonna teach my kids instant gratification. And we do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We do it just that. And okay, so for example, and I don't mean to always pick on you, Bridge, but I do sometimes, and that's okay.
You pick on me.
So you, when you built your business,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That shit took time.
Oh
You
my.
didn't wake up one morning and you was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a business, and now I'm here.
Let me really tell y'all. So
Break it
I
down
can't
for us,
remember what
sis.
year it was. It was either 2015 or 16. I was working my job and I started getting some NFL players, right? That's what made me think, like, I started thinking big because I had a whole bunch of Redskins players and I used to drive to Virginia after work and go bust all their hair out. And
Period.
I'm like, if I'm doing some Redskins players hair, I'm ready to turn this into a business. So I found this because in Maryland, you don't got to have a license to do natural hair, but I still wanted to learn the business aspect, you know. Um, so I found this school in Virginia. I ended up getting a scholarship. You know, I was just like, hey, I'm doing NFL players hair, but like, you know, I want to learn the business aspect. Got the scholarship, went to school for natural hair, and that was maybe like 2015, 16. We in 2025, you know. Technically I had my business for 3 years. So it's been
Mm.
something that I've been building on for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Um and yeah. And it's like you still learn because you go through the phases of number one, building a clientele with no legit business, you doing it on the side, you know, just hustling. And then you get the business, you gotta invest into it when you know, and then when you really get that LLC, that's when you gotta pay them taxes and you know all the real
Mm.
stuff come into play, you know.
But your
Um,
key was you got it from the ground up,
yeah,
and you put the work out there because
yeah.
that wasn't instant.
No. And you got to be consistent. You know, you can't give up. You know, that's another thing. It teaches you. I feel like it teaches you a lot. It so many points in your life that you want to give up, you know, but then it's like you look back and see how far you come and you be like, dang, I remember at certain points I wanted to give up and I'm glad I didn't give up, you know. And I really tell people that who are just starting their business, you know, because I know a lot of business owners and I know a lot of people that's just starting their business. And you got to know when it's time to transition out of, oh, this is just a side hustle to this is a business, but a part-time business to, all right, it's time to take that full leap of faith and go all in, you know, because I think that's one of the hardest parts of service providers. I would specifically say a lot of service providers don't know when it's time to say, all right, I quit my job and it's time to go.
Yeah.
They're scared,
You
you
got to
know,
step
they're
out on
like,
faith.
yeah, and you really gotta like step out on faith, like, you know, and I told this on here before, but I swear it was like God, I knew what it was for me because God literally told me, you know, like I knew my last job. I said, that's it. Like, because of the circumstance of what happened, I'm like, no. I said, I'm not working for nobody else. Like, this is it, you know. And it also wasn't until I opened my availability up full time to where I was like, damn, I really get full time clients. Like, I really get people that book Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until 9 o'clock at night. I'll be going all night if I really wanted to, you know. But it's not, I think that's the biggest part, like with service providers, like they be scared because they think that everyone got a 9 to 5. Everyone don't have a 9 to 5, you know. A lot of my clients work overnight. They get off of work, they coming straight to me in the morning, you know. So yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's just something about long-term goals that I feel like it teaches you. You know, it's stuff that you'll miss if you just get instant gratification. You know, it's
Let me
real
ask y'all
learning.
a question real quick. So the way I came through, I know Don came through that. I don't. So, you ever went to that job? Like I used to work at John Hopkins doing security.
Mm-hmm.
When I started there, pay was $5.50 an hour.
What was
Mm-hmm.
that
I
like?
first thought it
What was
was
that like? 72, son? Was it
You
72,
raggedy
73?
motherfucker. You
The
raggedy
19 the,
SOB.
ni-
It was
the 1920s.
19. Oh, no,
1920s.
smart asses. It was 1992 to 1993.
but look,
Oh, I was just
can
born.
we talk can we talk
Damn.
about that right there though? That's how you know the pay is not right because you said in 1992 to 1993 you was making how much
Yeah.
an hour?
550.
Yeah.
It didn't go to 875. It went to 875 to October 93.
And in 2005, I want to say I worked my first job $6.15 an hour. Do that make any sense?
That
That's
was
a
legal.
No.
different.
Right.
That was
Right.
legal.
But that was minimum wage back then. You're right.
$6.15 in 2005. So that's why I feel like, especially in today's economy, everybody is struggling because the pay is not equaling to, the cost of living.
The cost of living. You're
And
right.
I've had this conversation with my mother and even my grandfather, who my grandfather is 91 years old. And we talk about, he be telling me to pay at certain times. I'm like, okay, but y'all realize like in 2005, minimum wage was $6.15 an hour? That's crazy.
Right.
So I'll tell you this. I had to buy my outfits in parts to go out.
Mm.
Like because we got paid every week then. So the check ain't shit. You go up to Robert C. Richards, buy a pair of jeans. I got to put that to the side. I'm going out next month because I ain't got no money. I live with my mother.
Yeah.
Sharing a car. That still is zero. That's no money after they take taxes out. And that's what pushed me. Like, I can't make this. This ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when I went and did what I did in October 1993 and never looked back.
Yeah.
So let me tell you. So instant gratification, right? So I everybody, not everybody. Y'all remember AOL? Instant
Yeah.
Messenger.
You
AOL
got mail,
online?
man.
I know.
You got mail.
Yeah. So I met this dude over in the Middle East, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm chatting with him online, and he's like, I told him, I was interested in being a jewelry broker. And he was like, yo, get your customers and I'll send you, I'll set the diamonds, I'll send it to you. And because I was thinking instant gratification, I was like, that's all I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget, when I tell you, and you are going to know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. When you get that LLC, they want the motherfucking taxes filed not yearly at first,
Quarterly.
monthly.
It's
You
quarterly,
got to
right?
do that shit monthly.
It's quarterly. I thought it was quarterly.
No, it starts off monthly, it moves to quarterly, and then once you've established yourself as a business, it moves to yearly. It's not automatically yearly. So I'm getting tax bills and shit in the mail. I'm like, I ain't got time. This is later on. It's a year. But because I didn't learn business, all I knew was make the money and do that shit later on.
Yeah.
When I tell you I got my regular paycheck from my job, because I was treating this like a side hustle. And that shit says 0.00. They took my whole motherfucking paycheck.
The IRS took it?
Yes, my whole motherfucking paycheck. And I'm sitting there looking at this shit like, what's wrong?
Uncle Sam gonna get his.
No, said, I know I work 40 hours. I should get 40 hours worth of pay. They took my whole shit. But because I was looking for the instant gratification, because I was looking at, I'll just take the money, and everybody was like, you can get an LLC, and you can put your phone under your business name. You can put your cable under your business name. Man, when they took my whole shit, I'm sitting there looking at my shit like I'm about to be evicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck am I getting ready to do? And because we don't sit there and go, okay, I got an idea. Let me learn what it takes to put this idea in place, and then put it into effect. We're sitting there going, I got an idea. Now make money. And that shit fucked me up. I had to go get a damn a tax lawyer. Cost me more money. Had to get a tax lawyer to go down there with my receipts and go, because when the government sits there and says, okay, so we're gonna file your taxes for you.
Damn.
They
They do.
What
if
they
you go in there, if you don't file, they will
make
tax it for you.
They'll say this is what. So they had me down as making $10,000 a month. I say, ain't no fucking way in hell I was making $10,000 a month. What the? And I had to take all my receipts down there and show it. And guess what? It still took them 6 to 8 weeks to send that shit back to me. So for 8 weeks, I was sitting there telling my damn landlord, hey, yo, just chill. So last month's rent, I got you. Most say I'm gonna take care of this month's rent. Yo, perfect fucking topic. Yo, instant gratification.
I'll
If
tell you what. I had I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm gonna tell you where my come to Jesus moment was with this instant gratification, and that got my real career going on. So my mom's, I'm gonna leave that story alone because that's in the story for another time. It's hilarious. But I bought a '94 Eclipse. Yeah. Don't you start. Don't none of y'all start. Brand new from Fox Chevrolet on Security Boulevard. Shit, I got the motherfucker good. Take my mother her. At that time, you know, you're a kid. You still a kid. Take her raggedy ass car back to her. I ain't got to worry about it no more. You know what I'm saying? One thing I forgot to do was pay the car insurance. And the chick ran the red light, totaled that bitch. Guess what, dumbass? Guess what, dumb ninja paying for a car for 3 years after that?
Wow.
Oh yeah. I said from then on, I'll pay the car insurance and Mr. Car note.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't know because you have not thought that far because you're looking for the instant.
Yeah.
Like, you making the money, and I made the money to pay the car insurance. I'm just like, yo, that might be a possible. That's like spades. I got two in the possible. Maybe I don't need to pay. You know what I'm saying? But you come through that phase.
Yeah. I think like in today's society, I feel like some of these young people, like especially because social media, like they be wanting Instagram instead of like long term because they just looking for in their mind the way social media can work that way, but I feel like you can't depend on it. Like, you know, these young kids be like, oh, I'm gonna go viral and then I'm gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody in their mind feel like they could be a content creator, you know, and that's their life plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like y'all remember when what was it? TikTok got shut down for like a day. You know
what you gonna do?
Like,
just was spazzing.
That easily, your money is gone. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was like a true example. Like, especially when social media. I'm not saying like people can't use it to get money and stuff like that, but it's like, you know, I feel like these young kids trying to take the easy way out, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just go viral. But who's to say we always gonna have access to this internet? You know,
exactly. You can't just have that be it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's.
Let me answer a question real quick. No, we're not brothers. Although I do consider him my big brother.
Well, I gotta be the big brother.
Cause nigga, you older. Fuck that shit. I ain't about to wear that motherfucking outfit.
Go play in traffic.
But we have to learn that there's a building point, and we have to learn that building block. I was down south, and I was talking to this dude. Now, I used to hustle way back in the days. Way back. I'm talking to this dude probably before you. When was you born?
93.
Yeah, before you was born.
I was in my career at 93.
So I was talking to this young dude, and he was like, "Yeah, we cook it up in the microwave." And I was like, "Excuse me? Like, you do what?" So when you get on that microwave mentality, everything has to be in a minute or two, or it's not working for you.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, like, you have to realize it's that 2 to 3 to 5 months to a year that really teaches you to build on the knowledge that you have. We all got a gift. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not willing to build on that gift, you really will find yourself taking your gift and becoming really short term with it. Like Ange, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know what I'm saying, like you don't really talk about, you know what I'm saying, your gifts or whatever on here. But even you know what I'm saying, you have gifts, you know what I'm saying, that you can build. Yo, the cat is crazy. The animal on this show. So you have gifts that you can build on, you know what I'm saying? And the one thing that I talk to people about all the time, people who talk about, doing what we do right here. This the same thing we doing right here. They're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get on there, and the next day I'm gonna have 1.5 million viewers. You're not. This shit takes time. You know what I'm saying? Like we get on this shit every fucking week. We promote this shit, we push this shit, and shameless plug, we do that so that you all can hit the like, subscribe, and notification button. Like, hit that shit. So, but it doesn't happen overnight. And I think that if it did happen overnight, we wouldn't have the respect for it that we do. You know what I'm saying? We get on this show every single week and we do this and we ask the same thing. But if, like last week, crazy enough, we got 5 new subscribers, and I was like, yo, 5 new ones.
Yay.
Because I'm looking at the long term. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at where this could take us. You know what I'm saying? Where we can build on this. But I say all that to say this. Hit that like, notification, and subscribe. I said all that to say that. But hit that damn button.
What's that saying? Nothing worth having comes easy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Facts.
Everything I've jumped off the bridge for too soon, I wasn't having. Because we got, we all seen things that, hold up, wait a minute. You're too young to have it, or it's too soon. You don't respect. It's like when you get your first car when it's handed to you.
Yeah.
You go out, do everything if you ain't supposed to do, then you wreck it. And well, you know what? The next one you get, you'll buy it yourself. And after that, you've had learned your lesson. And then the 4-door car is a 2-seater. You know, you got 4. No. I only got room for me and the rider. That back seat is just there for entertainment. You feel what I'm saying? But you live and you learn. It's life is a process.
Yeah.
It's all love. Yo, everybody that tuned in tonight, we had a crazy ass motherfucking chat going on tonight, and we definitely appreciate it. Yeah. All of y'all, please tune in next week. We gonna get crazier. Lou may not be here next week, but
because he always kicking me off for something, you know what I'm saying? That's what he did.
Bridget, Angie, and Don still gonna be here. We might invite Lou back again because
it was nice.
That nigga crazy.
It was this dude right here. He don't like me. He don't really like me. He don't wear pastel colors either, so you know.
Here we go. I don't wear pastel colors. I don't do that shit, yo.
Because you whore.
Pastels.
You whore.
No, pineapple.
Bridget, smile. Do something.
Oh my gosh.
She like y'all don't leave my girl alone and let her live her life. Huh?
Y'all don't
we here to entertain and make people understand and listen.
Bridget, if you throw something at the screen, I promise I will hit him with it when I see him. I just throw it at the screen and I got you on the side. Okay. Anyway,
just let you know, I don't change whether on this or out there. So he'll tell you.
Yeah, he's an asshole all the way around.
Oh damn.
Yo, it's all love. We appreciate y'all. Next week, tune in. I'll give a shameless plug real quick. So Lou is part of Truth, the New Minority. We're on YouTube as well on Mondays. So tune in, chop it up with us.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Don? Can we bring them over to Truth?
I don't know. They got shit to do, nigga. They got shit to do on Mondays.
Bring them to Truth, man. Listen.
I don't know. You need to ask them that another time. We'll talk off air about that. They got shit to do. Bridget's a business owner. And he got a whole husband to take care of and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I get it. I works.
I am a working mom.
We'll talk about it.
We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen because I definitely enjoyed myself. And I enjoyed meeting you ladies.
We enjoyed having you.
If you happen to be at Linganore, and I'm not plugging them, but if you happen to be at Linganore this weekend, me and Bridget will be out there. Angie got prior engagements, so
I gotta work.
She'll be there next time. But me and Bridget will be down there, and we'll be chopping it up. So you'll see the tent. I don't know what color it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be white or tan. So white or tan. Look for the tent. If you walk into somebody else's tent, that's your fucking fault.
Oh,
But
Lord,
we'll be
Don.
out there. Come by, say hi, chop it up with us. I might have some giveaways, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure out something. Anyway, later, next week. Be easy, folks.
Bye.
Lou, thanks for fucking joining us, you raggedy
I appreciate
motherfucker.
it.
Thanks,
I
Be
feel the
thanks for
easy.
same
having
way
me,
about
Lou.
you. Feel the same way about you, yo.
And I love you back. We out.